Well, our panel is English, so hello to everyone. Thank you for joining the Digital Anti-Corruption Conference. I hope you can hear me well and see the video. One moment, please. So this is our schedule and another rooms. If you notice any technical issues on our side, please let us know. While people are still joining, I'd start with a brief introduction. My name is Evgenia Virlich. I'm a communication specialist at Anti-Corruption Headquarters. This part of the conference is called Digital for Anti-Corruption, and you are currently in room 4. That combines 3 topics: business intelligence, political party financing, and government response. We've planned this showcasing to talk about the existing technology to tackle corruption in Central East Europe and the Baltic states. We've got great speakers, and I'm really grateful that you've joined us. A few words on how this room is organized. We will work from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. This time will be shared between 3 sessions, 2 joint presentations and 1 individual presentation. We will start with a co-presentation of U-Control from Ukraine and Transparency International Ukraine's Business Intelligence module. Then at 1:30 p.m., I will pass the virtual microphone to Chesno Movement. And finally, at 2 p.m. to the National Agency on Corruption Prevention and Uslugi project from the government of North Macedonia. Please use some 15-20 minutes to speak and then 5-10 minutes for questions and answers. If we finished a session earlier, we'll have a small break before the next session. We need to start on time for those people who could be joining from other rooms. We asked the presenters to answer several questions when showcasing their innovative solutions to deal with corruption. Which problem does your solution solve? Which added value did this solution have for the government or society? Which challenges does it face, and how could it be scaled up? As the facilitator, I will be the timekeeper and can help to collect questions, but please feel free to organize your presentation the way you like. Finally, the entire session has English-Ukrainian translation. Please remember to switch to the same language channel as the language you use to ask questions or to comment. Please keep in mind to talk slower for the translation to work properly. And the session will also be recorded in case you miss anything. So now let's jump directly to the presentation of Mikhailo Koltsov from U-Control. Dear Mikhailo, the floor is yours. Please remember that I will have to invite Serhiy Pavlyuk from Transparency International Ukraine at around 1:15. Let's start.
Yeah. Thank you, Eugenia, but I need to share the screen. So can you stop your sharing and I start mine?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, colleague. I want to explain how our system, U-Control, can help to fight with corruption risks and to check the companies about how they connected between each other. First of all, the U-Control analytical system arose to solve several problems related to open governmental data. First one, there are many governmental registries which collect information about companies and individuals. And our first challenge is to combine data from approximately 180 registers. So you can, so when you search for a company or individual in this system, you immediately get information from all this register, not just from one. The second one, you get the ability to search in fields that are not searchable in governmental registers. For example, the name of the founder and the name of the director of the company is available in a unified state register of companies, but you cannot search in it. However, in system, you can already do it in these fields by searching by address, phone numbers, and even historical data. So if you know the registration address, if you have phone number of company, and even historical name of the company, you are still able to find it in this one. The third one, and what is the essential part of the system, is analytical component, which helps you to understand precisely where to look when you check the company. For example, because you may have a lot of information about the company or very little, but the system will automatically show you what do you need to pay a special attention to. Where is main information, where is the secondary? So when you open information about, for example, this company, you already find out that they have that the company is on the sanction list, they have a problem with offshore territories, and so on and so on. All risks, and especially corruption risks, are available for you. But most important instrument which help you to fight, for example, with corruption risk is you can see the media reputation of this company, especially through the journalist investigation. For example, you will find out that this company was main subject of the several journalist investigation. And if now when you understand the main risks in this company, which are, you need to find them the four challenge for this one, because the system has one instrument for investigative journalists, for NGOs, and for a business, is that you can find a connection between several companies and between the individuals. For example, if I have this company, I can see the connection to the financial groups. I can show this connection for individuals and for directors, but I can also see the connection by number of telephone. For example, if I see this company and I see this number of telephones, I can answer the question: what connection I will have for example here. I see this number of telephone. Okay, what is the number telephone? What is the number connected to the companies? And I see that the same number of telephone connected to the several companies, and I can start my investigation. But most interesting part here is that you can find this connection not only by open governmental data. You can also solve this connection using these journalist materials. And if I understand, if I using this journalist investigation, and I saw this connection, I also can see someone which is invisible from an open government data perspective, but have the visibility in in journalist material. So if the company negatively mentioned or is a primary subject of journalist investigation, you will see it in the system. And most importantly, you can see the connection between the companies through this investigation. So you can see something invisible. An interesting challenge that you also can use for fight the corruption or to answer your question, that system helps you to work with such kind of data. For example, if you check some individuals, you have only the name and surname, and that's all that you can have. And system can help you to check the probability of full namesake. And you can, for example, find out that if this combination of name or surname is mentioned in certain region, you can find out that it is unique. And if individual here in this region in Kyiv, you know that it is the same person. So the system gives you some help to work with open governmental data, because we understand that if we only give you some kind of data, it's not very helpful. We need to show you the connection between this data, and we need to show you how to work with this data. Where is important one? Where is important information? Where is valuable information? And where is information with the secondary meaning? So this instrument will help you to check individual or company and find the simple answer. What is the company? How many risks it contains, and what is this individual? Do you have some interesting insights? Just for example, we have this Kiva Ilya, and what is interesting with this person that it has it was some entry in a registry of corrupt officials. And if you check this registry, you will find out that this person is not available in this registry of corrupt officials, but it forever stayed in our system. So you always find that this person has been in the registry of corrupt officials. Evgenia?
Hello, thank you very much for your dynamic and detailed presentation. It's very interesting. Thank you so much. Let's see if there is a way that the U-Control and business intelligence module of TI Ukraine could be adding to one another. So Sergey, welcome. Sergey?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me share my screen. Yep. I am Poliv Sergey, a project manager of BI project in Transparency International Ukraine, and our project is a part of the Zora team. And the goal of our team is to achieve equal rules for everyone in procurement. We achieve it in different ways, usually as a manager responsible for BI and tools. I'm telling about how we can reach it by better analytics, better data, better experience of using data. But today I want to tell about one of the tools that help to engage civil society and citizens to be more aware of what is happening in procurement. Our tool is a map of schools procurement. It's very simple. Just if you want to understand what your school or kindergarten buy or what is bought for school or kindergarten, you just find the school on the map. You can select it on the map or just enter its name and number in our system. After that, you can see all the purchases, or you can try to find exact purchase that you are interested in. So why we decide to create such map and why we concentrate only on schools and kindergartens. We start thinking about this idea in 17, 18 years because we see that a lot of procurements happened every day. For example, in that years, near 90,000 procurements happen every month, and it's more than 1 million area. Also, we have a lot of different procurement entities that have their different needs. Only people in the cities or that directly work with these procurement entities know exactly what is should they buy, what they don't need to buy. Also, every year we have at least 1 million different contracts, and information about these contracts are not in the system. So we don't know if what are in the ProZorro system was really bought, or if the jobs or services are really done and the school or kindergarten was repaired. We tried to work with different groups and see that the best groups to work and the best groups that are engaged in monitoring are the patients organizations, and other is the parents organizations. We concentrate on parents organizations because they have a very high interest in the procurements. So we have 3 reasons why are they so interested. Because one reason is because they work with school, and their children study at school at least 12 years. So it's a very, very long period when they are connected with the school. Also, we have in Ukraine, we have a lot of events when school ask money from parents. So they are interested to understand why and how this money are used, and if they really need to pay that money for school. And also the parents organizations are very organized, and they share their experience, so they can become more professional in the procurements. So it's for us, it's ideal group, and we tried to concentrate in this group to help us to monitor all of these procurements, as I mentioned before. So how will we create this map? First of all, it was just a side project for our engagement process. We wanted to show the parents how and how many money spent on the repair of the schools. And the map was like just to make this article more interactive. But after this article sees the world and everyone tried this map, we got several requests that please add our city too, because it's only this map was only about the procurement of Kyiv, and please add also kindergartens, because we also know what is happening with kindergartens. So we add some more 6 cities and also add kindergartens to our maps, but this maps only shows what is how much money spent on repairment. And after that, we got request, please show us not only the repairment, but we want to see all purchases, because because school gather money not only for repairment, but for other goods and services. So we tried to create such map, and we created the map that showed all purchases of all schools and kindergartens in Kyiv. And we see that we have requests for such maps. It's have some popularity amongst parents, and we have an idea why not to make it why not to automate this, and we go to for support to anti-corruption champion institution, and then go to our new Ukrainian schools that have, if they are interested, that we put our maps in this in their sites. So we get support from USAID, and after that we automate all these procurements, because earlier we just manually gather all procurements, classified which school it belongs, and after we publish the map, this data was only updated only to the date we published it, and after publishing we don't change nothing in that map. And we after this automation we add extra schools, and we have more than 1,050 schools in the maps, and we added 24 regional center, and this the information about procurement added and updated regularly. And recently we add also more than 2,000 schools in all over Ukraine. So now you can see the procurements among all Ukraine about schools, and about schools in kindergartens only in 24 regional centers. And what problems we see and we fight with? First of all, near 60% of all purchases are not made by school, but some other made these purchases. For example, it can be Department of Education that bought goods, repairs, and other services for schools, and it's more than 60% of all procurements for that is going to schools. So first problem was to try to get information from this procurements and find out if this procurement is for schools or not for schools. We mapping the name of the names of schools and map the information we gather from a procurement system. Also, a big problem was that everyone names the same school for as they want. So it's it was very difficult to find how different procurement entities call the same school. So it was the second big problem, and to map and to show the information on the map, we need coordinates, but we don't have coordinates. It's open data, and we should use a lot of different APIs to get information about the where the school or kindergarten situated. And sometimes if different APIs show different locations, we checked it manually and enter the information manually. And after all these problems was solved, we get the our maps, and I will show it how it works. For example, you are the parents that wanted to know if your school already bought or wanted to buy the tool, but the school tell you that you need to give money for the tool. And how can you understand what is already bought for your school? First of all, you need to select the region, I showed you how you can check and select it on the map. Then you need to find the city. It's Kyiv. Then you need to find your school. It's you just select the drop-down list and find your school. It's 2251. And just then you just can see what was bought during all periods, or you just want to select the last procurements. It's for this year, and here you can see all procurements, or you just want to find specific. You want to see if the tool is bought, and now you can see that 2 times we have procurements for the tool, and the contract is signed, and you can see go to the Prozoro and see all information about this procurement, how many tools was bought, and also you can see and go to the contracts and see all details about this contracts, and tells that you will not give money for the tool because it's already bought, or it's already is in the plan of procurement. Also, this page is not only about the procurements. We also add here extra information. What should you do if somebody asks you for money? How can you help that your school will buy or get money for goods and services they need? We have here different instruction how you can behave and what you do in different ways. If you want to check it, it's what your school buy, or in Ukraine, що купує твоя школа, or you can just go by QR code and see what already bought and try to use it. Also, if you want to learn more or have more advanced skills in analytics, or you want to work with more advanced BI tools, you can also go to our analytical group and ask questions. You can go to our instruction and get basics how to use our analytical tools, or you can go to and use our course about our analytical tools. And thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, I will answer them.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this beautiful overview. Are there any questions to Serhiy or maybe Mikhailo?
I have a question to Serhiy, if you agree.
Please, you have some minutes.
Yeah. I have a lot of work with the school data because because I was a part of major project of digital infrastructure for school, and I also have geo coordinates for all schools in Ukraine. And maybe you need to connect with the Department of Ministry of Digital Transformation, because I left them data with these geo coordinates already clean. And also, I saw your presentation and saw your map, and I saw that you don't use the unique identifier of school. Do you remember in the educational system, they all have not only YDRPO, they all have a unique identifier, so it's easy to catch it by this identifier, not by YDRPO. Do you solve this possibility?
We know that there are inner code about in schools, but this inner code not mentions in procurement. So we cannot use them to match the procurements in the system. But yes, but we know about this, but it cannot be used in these situations.
Yeah. I
To
just
connect
mentioned it
procurements
because
for whom is what.
Yeah, I just mentioned it because it is important to search by this unique identifier in your map. Because when I saw these variables, I don't saw this unique identifier as a search field, and I think it's good one to edit. Thank you, Evgenia.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you've been presenting your tools at Digital Anti-Corruption Conference. Please stay with us while we shift to the next session. And the next session in room 4 within Digital Anti-Corruption Conference is dedicated to the party called by Chesno movement from Ukraine. The speaker is Igor Feshchenko. Welcome. The floor is yours, Igor.
Доброго дня, чути мене? Вибачте, я буду українською презентувати.
Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm going to speak in Ukrainian. Just 1 second. Let me share my screen.
Так, вибачте, маю якісь технічні проблеми. Секундочку.
Excuse me, some technical issues I'm having over here.
Some technical problems, so wait, please.
Вибачте, чи можемо ми поміняти черговість презентації?
Excuse me, is it possible to change the turn of presentation? Can I go later because I'm having some technical issues? Yes, let me at least try. You cannot present without your presentation, right? Yes, I was going to present my tool. Yeah, it would be not really good. Okay, then give me a few seconds.
We need to check our technical problems, and maybe there will be another presentation. For those who join us, excuse us, so we have some technical problems, so wait please some minutes.
Можемо все-таки спробувати поміняти почерговість? Я за цей час вирішу проблему з презентацією.
Well, we can try if it's possible to let someone else go, and I'll be trying to fix my technical issues that I'm having right now. Okay, Igor, we will try.
For those who join us, please wait some minutes. We have some technical troubles with the presentation. Thank you very much. Перепрошую, Ігоре, ви тут? Ігор, are you here?
Excuse me, Igor, are you here?
Так, я тут, але я все ще маю проблеми із презентацією.
Yes, I'm here, but I'm still having technical issues. Okay, we can try. I could present your presentation instead of you, and you will tell me when to. No, sorry, that's not that format. That's something I need to show. Okay, got it. We don't have the next speaker yet. Thank you. Yeah, this is life. It's fine. We'll wait.
Please wait some minutes. We have some technical troubles. We try to decide. Thank you very much. Stay with us. I see that Stanislav Heider joined us here. Do you hear me, Stanislav?
Так, чую вас.
Thank you very much. We have some troubles with our speaker from Chestnut, so I welcome you to start. Please remember that I will have to give the next floor to Goran Lazarevsky at 15 minutes later. So our next speaker is Denislav Heider, who represents the National Agency on Corruption Prevention from Ukraine. Stanislav, the floor is yours.
Дякую, Євгенія. Зараз я тільки включу презентацію. Скажіть, будь ласка, Євгенія, видно презентацію?
Так, видно.
Дякую.
Yes.
Всіх вітаю ще раз.
So, hello again. I just moved from one room to another, so I'm sorry that I made you wait. So, talking about National Agency on Corruption Prevention, this is a governmental body with a special status, and the main goal is to fight corruption. Basically corruption prevention, which you can see in the actual name. So for us to bring the prevention to the level of really preventing the crime, not just working with protocols and documentation, we need to change the understanding of the actual officials that are the fundament of this organization. We need to form the mission, the vision. We need to form the understanding of the main processes, the understanding of the goals that could be achieved, to identify and establish the metrics. And we try to watch this practice that each KPI should be assessed financially. We want to also focus our attention on other things. So, talking about transformation of National Agency on Corruption Prevention, we talked about our pyramid, right? The first thing is vision, mission, and values. Another one is goal setting and key results, so metrics, and personal goals of an employee. And we're including some indicators from different fields. So we need to understand that indicators, this is your GPRS, this is your goal. And when you look at indicators, you know, we have such popular situation when it could derive you from the point. So talking about key directions of our work, we need to form goals and key results. So, for example, we had a goal for this year, 5 protocols for employees of National Agency on Corruption Prevention. So our employees have integrity as their value, so we didn't really have any, but it was a goal. So there is some understanding on goal setting, and this is important for each employee to understand what's the result and how do we reach that result. The second one, transparency and openness of the body, because we're talking about changes and how this body, the National Agency on Corruption Prevention, operates. It has some image. So we need to spread the information about this body, and we need to be open and transparent to people. And the third is IT tools on interaction and for external users. So we're talking about some tools you know, we can see in different bodies that IT tools and the software they're using, it is helping us to form the goals, to understand where we're going. Because a lot of the times when people don't understand, you need to create such tools for them to use, not something they're not going to use. So again, as I said, we're moving from KPI and we're moving to object-oriented results. So we need to increase the percentage of project-oriented goals. And it changes the atmosphere and the operation in the organization. If we had a goal, not a goal, a KPI, let's say in 2018 to run a few thousand of checkups. Now, another goal is to optimize the system that is going to review the disclosures. I'm going to share this presentation if you're interested to see this in more detail, and we're going to cover a little bit more also during my speech. So obviously you need to adopt your goals to metrics. This is the system for our goal setting, from the ones, from the most important to the ones not that important. And anyone, you can basically see all the goals of the National Agency on Corruption Prevention from 1 to 0. So anyone who could see our list of goals, they can see more information about it. Let's say you see a goal to create a system for unrevealing corruptionists, or create another system to fight corruption. But this is not only our resources that we are using, this is people that are changing our government, and we need to make sure that everyone understands what's the approach here. So talking about transparency and openness, and for us, in order to create an open body, we need to use practices that are going to help us to work with open data. So just in April, we were able to identify an individual by using open data. We can see the financial disclosures, we can see the documentation, we can see the protocols, the different governmental reviews and checkups, and so on. So we added some important data for IT community, for startups to use in order to risk assess about a particular individual or a company. So we can see on our website, we added all of this data for anyone to watch online how the National Agency on Corruption Prevention works. For us, this is important to for other people to understand. We're not just checking, we're not just reviewing disclosures, we're also fighting the corruption, and we're trying to use the tools that are going to help us to reach this goal. And we want to be open to see different financial points, also different documentation, also different regulatory acts. Also, you can search by specific contexts. Unfortunately, you cannot do this for 2021 back then, and then only search by name of document. So then we decided to move to this cooperation between IT tools and the body in order to make our performance more efficient and to focus on the main goals. So the first, this is a United System messenger on our interactions with Messenger Slack. That's the one that is using by different big companies in the United States, like Netflix and other different companies. They send some reports through that system in different branches for different projects. So one project would have different branches in our system. Then WhatsApp, Telegram, or God forbid, Viber, this is not going to help us in this case. So this is a closed system. You cannot access it easily without, there is a restriction to access it. That's why it suits for the needs of National Agency on Corruption Prevention. So if there's anything important we want to share, this is pretty much the only base of data. We can see this on our slide that is constantly updating the Confluence system. Then the next one, talking about different services, let's say to get some a certificate or to get any paper, or you want to get a pass for entrance to find something in the registry system. So all of that can work electronically on the digital side. So you can create a request, and there's an executor that is going to run this operation. Everything is digital. Now you can see our online portal of NACP. We try to show the transparency as much as possible, to show the tools we're using. Service desk, the one I mentioned. So the main point here is process-oriented work. We try to save time and processes as much as possible by using this tool. And also we're almost done with case management system. This is a system that is working solely in our system. This is the system for managing cases, for electronic documentation flow. It's the automation for reviews. So if we know there's a plan for some reviews of disclosures, we could be using this system and we could designate employees who are going to run it for a particular individual. And this really helps us to find the perfect match from our employees based on experience and other factors. We also have integration with the system to other national registry. If you want to check different corruptioners, any officials, you can do this right from here. You don't even need to go to the website. And I just want to mention that our security side and of our agency, they were able to work on the following idea. So if an employee is on a sick leave or on a vacation, they can still use their laptop to use this system. But, sorry, I forgot the word. I'll tell you when it dawns on me. So in the next one, IT tools for external users. I just told you about our internal system, right? How do we improve our work and make it more efficient? How do we improve our communications and internal interactions? But also it's important to mention IT tools for external users, for different kind of people, activists, journalists. It could be like more than 1 million people. The first one is online portal for National Agency on Corruption Prevention. This is the official website. We also have the database and explanation base on different topics. It could be of your concern. This is important because prior to this, all the explanations and all the comments, they were there on the side, but in the PDF form, so it was impossible to search by those documents. Now we changed it. Again, we have another portal, Prosvita, for educational purposes, which posts different materials for how to work with these registries, and different, again, comments and explanation on different steps. Also, anti-corruptional portal. We have an anti-corruptional risk assessment model, different programs you can use, and it's going to be launched. The personal logging page should be launched just in a few weeks. So you can see the online reporting and different anti-corruptional programs. Now we are working on our platform for education. We can post it on Prometheus, right, and other different platforms. But we decided to create our own platform for us to be able to provide people to go through courses quickly, to see all the different changes that had been made with our comments. And the last one, it's the system of ulterior interests. This is the system that assesses potential risks about different possible conflict of interests. So please feel free to come and check it out. Talking about registries. So this is another big avenue for our agency. The first one is the declarations. We try to improve our performance, and maybe if you heard about it, before that, we had a different equipment, and now we just moved to our own equipment that is based and located in our walls. Also, we put together the Registry of Corruptionists. We put different information related to any court processings or anything that could be of the interest on this particular topic. And you can see what exactly is it for a particular individual you're looking for, and the dynamics. Also, last year, we launched the system for political parties reports. And as of today, this registry is actively used. And now we're on the 4th stage of implementing a united registry about corruption reports. This is going to be a Ukraine-wide system that is going to register different reports about any officials. And this is important for us to make it open for people. Also, another important thing for us, for our agency, is to make option, to make this option, to create option to be anonymous, that could be used on this Ukraine-wide portal with reports on corruption. In such a way, we increase the possibility of receiving more relevant data, because you know that nowadays we receive some reports on corruption, but we're not sure that all of the systems are secure. That's why we are working on this product. And the most important thing, when the product just appeared, when it will appear, we could save some of the budget, government budget, that is now being spent on these different instruments that are being used right now in order to register those reports. And we're not even sure that all of that is legit. So why do we need this? Why do we talk about this goals and key results? Why do we need this service desk? Why do we need this registry system? Why do we need this system for coordination? Because there is such thing as CMMI. And this is the system that helps you to identify the current level of development and capability of a particular organization, and helps you to identify the main zones of your development, areas of development, in order to build up on your capability. So for us, it's important to follow the avenue of cultural development of an organization and to improve in that direction. So, Evgeny, I think that's it. If there are any questions.
Are there any questions to our speaker? We have a few minutes. So our next speaker will be Goran Lazarevsky and the Uslugi Project of Government, Minister of Information Society and Administration, and Deputy Prime Minister for Anti-Corruption of North Macedonia. Mr. Lazarevsky, are you already here? I see that Mr. Lazarevsky is not here, so we have 5 minutes break before our last session. Thank you very much. We will turn back at 2:10. 5 minutes break. We have some minutes to wait. Mr. Goran Lazarevsky and the Uslugi project. Should it be an offline space, I'd have the pleasure to suggest that we move to a coffee break and ask all the remaining questions over a coffee. One day we'll hopefully do it. Now we are waiting for Mr. Goran Lazarevsky and our last presentation in this room. So we are waiting. Dear guests, our speakers have some technical problems, so we are waiting. I apologize. We are waiting for our speakers. in our chat, I also sent the schedule of 4 rooms. So if you are interested in some another rooms, you can see it. We have some minutes to wait for our speaker. I apologize, our speakers have some technical problems, so we couldn't continue our presentations, and we're waiting for them. Dear guests, we will try to continue. Our next session may be with the Chesno movement. Pani Vita Dumanska, are you here? Chesno movement still have some technical problems, so we are waiting, and our next presentation may be with them. It's dedicated to the party called by Chesno movement from Ukraine. Dear friends, we try to continue, and next session in this room within Digital Anti-Corruption Conference is dedicated to the party called by Chestnut Movement from Ukraine, and our next speaker is Vita Dumanska. We are glad to see you, Vita, and the next microphone is yours, and the floor of conference is yours, please.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for this confusion with the presentation by Igor. So we had some technical reasons. Hope everything now goes smoothly and we can talk about goals of the parties. So I will start sharing my screen. Just a second, yeah, to show you a presentation. Just, yeah. Yeah. So I will try to. Yeah. Sorry. Now, hope it works. So, what problem our source solve? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, sorry for that. So we have some kind of technical problems today. But actually in Ukraine, we in 2016 got party finance reform and Ukrainian party were obliged to report. But we had a like very tiny hint, reporting was not electronic but paper-based. And we've got, I'm trying to switch to that slide, but still, we've got tons of paper with the reporting. For the National Agency of Corruption Prevention, which is responsible for checking this data, it was a huge problem. That's why Chestnut decided to launch a digital tool which not only digitalized all this information, but also give a very nice visuals of the of that information. Here you see on the screen how it looks, because how it looks Excel file, because within like 2 years of the reform, they decided to submit additional Excel file to PDF. So this Excel file actually do not solve any kind of problems. You see this, who worked with Excel that knows. So as a result, we decided to launch that tool. Tool is pretty cool, and now I will try to show you in the practice how it works, and we will go to the goal of the parties. So I don't know, just sorry for that. I'm trying to. Just a second. Yeah. Here we have. So that's the tool looks like. And here we have information for parliamentary, because here we have information from regular party reporting and as well electoral reporting. You can see, you can download in any format you want, and you have like full text search, so you can find any company or any person who have ever gave money to political party or who was paid by political party. As well, we have a lot of publication related to our work in terms of party finance. I will show you example of Batkivshina party. It's one of the biggest party. It has more than 600 branches all around Ukraine. Here we have information about incomes and about spendings. This tool visualize each transaction. So for example, here you have in colors, it's the structure of the party spendings. And we see that that yellow part, that mostly party was paid made the donation to electoral funds, so they financed elections in 2019. That's small portion, it's rent of the premises, and green, it's like private donation, or like sending back donations. On the map, you can see the distribution, on which region party spends more. And that's really important in terms of internal party democracy, because before Chestnut did that, party were not willing to talk how they distribute funds among different branches. It's also cool to see the income of the political party. For example, we see that it's mainly supported by physical persons. And here you can see each transaction. For example, that's whole amount of donation for political party. That's donation from Stetsenko Hanna, and you can see each transaction. She made like 2 transactions on almost on almost 1.5 million. So, but we added to this tool a lot. So it's connected to different registers, and you can have information about like legal entity, its ID code, its founders, and whatever founders ever supported political party or not. But the biggest problem in Ukraine is fake donors. So what I mean, that political parties use personal data or some persons to make donation to the party account on their name. That's why we developed such like a red flag tool. Here you have like all the donation from physical persons, it's marked by green, and from legal entities, it's marked by yellow. And you see some periodics. If you see the horizontal line, it means that all the donations were made in the same amount. And if you see the vertical lines, it means that they were made on the same day. So it allows us to assume that were organized donation. What I mean, like regular people, they don't behave like that. So they not decided to do donation from Monday to Friday, or they not decided donation to do in the amount of like below the line of tax monitoring. This tool is like very, very useful because it helps to visualize all that stuff as well. It helps us, it works. You see, and we are doing our investigation based on the data provided of the tool. I changed the period, and here we have the donation from legal entity made on the same day. It was December 15. And we were interested why these firms are doing such kind of donation. We will check these firms. Here you have Vinyls and Artline. And what I will open into another, yeah, here you see, that's your, if you press that legal entity, what do you have? You have the all the registration information of that legal entity. As well, we integrated to that tool module from tax data, because in Ukraine, a couple of months ago, tax reporting of legal entities was published. And here we see, you see the red letters. It means that this firm donated more to the political party than they officially reported to the tax inspection. So we observed several cases where this information doesn't match with the information of official tax register. So that's me.
Pani Vita, I apologize. The information on the screen does not change. The slides do not change on your screen. Please maybe finish your presentation and start it again.
Okay, you don't see the website right now?
No, we don't see the website. We only see your tech, my computer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will start to do it right now.
That's okay.
Okay. What do you see now? It's moving?
Yeah, we see zpchess.org.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
have
very
you
much.
seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Chart.
Yeah, and
Thank
here and here we have all the information which match with the tax inspection data. For example, that story I told that it doesn't match with the official reporting. Here you have information about founders and even all the donations made from that founder to the political party. Here you have all the transaction. Sorry for such a, I don't know, maybe such not a very good presentation, but I try to do it like in words, saying what does the tool, how it helps like Ukrainian society and how it helps Ukrainian anti-corruption body. First, it's the only tool which has information for 1.5 for couple billions of hryvnias, which were transferred to political party from state budget. It has all this information. As well, it has information about all donors and about all transaction. We faced some kind of problem due to Ukrainian parliament stopped reporting and party do not submit report right now. Due to COVID restrictions, we made an advocacy efforts and we hope that will be resumed very soon. And so as the Ukrainian Agency of Corruption Prevention National Agency, they created the similar tool PolitData, which allowed to parties submit electronic reports, and hopefully it will work at the beginning of the next year, like I mean in the full volume. And our tool will also take information from PolitData, so it will has all the history of party finance from the beginning till like current times. As well, it allows to see some patterns. It helps journalists to make their investigation, and it shows all connections of the business and political parties. I mean here official connections because this hidden and great money are not reflected here. Thank you for your attention. If you have a question, I will be happy to answer.
Thank you, Pani Vita. Are there any questions? Please, you may ask.
Okay. So thank you for listening about all of the parties.
Thank you very much, Pani Vita. I'm happy that you've overcome all technical problems and finally had a beautiful presentation. Thank you very much. And our time is running out. I have to close the floor. Thank you for spending this time with us. I apologize for some technical problems. Think that that was okay finally, and I'd like to remind you that at 3 p.m. we continue, so we have 20 minutes for break, and in our chat I will send a link for our room. You can go there after 20 minutes. Thank you very much. We'll be sharing the digital anti-corruption conference report as soon as possible. Thank you for this room.